The Paddle Testers is a woman-led paddle review series powered by honest feedback from everyday players. We are not professional players or paddle insiders. We are players with different styles and needs, focused on one thing: how a paddle feels right away in real play. We believe players should not have to adjust their game to fit a paddle. First feel matters, and the best paddle is the one that complements the way you naturally play. That is the heart of the Paddle Testers: real players, real reactions, and honest feedback. Hey guys, welcome to episode 3. I'm so happy to have all of you here with us today. We tested a new paddle this week. And so first thing, I want to introduce you to all of our testers that we had on board. So my name is Dina. I'm the founder of the Paddle Testers, and I consider myself a reformed banger. I was a tennis player and I loved hitting the ball really hard when I first started playing pickleball, but I have since fallen in love with the soft game. And the main things that I look for in a paddle is I like an elongated shape. I don't necessarily like wide bodies. I get along better with elongated. I like a little bit of a longer handle because sometimes I do a two-handed backhand and I want to be able to get that second hand on there. But I would say the most important thing for me is a good dwell time. I like to have that feeling that the ball sits on the paddle face and then I'm able to shape the ball so I can hit my drops when I need those. So let's pass it over to Marianne and let her introduce herself.
So I am Marianne Johnson. I maybe have been playing pickleball the longest. I've been playing for about 10 years. So when I definitely started out with a totally soft game. Love dinking, can dink all day. Over the years, I've definitely started to incorporate more of an aggressive play style. I do have a two-handed backhand that I enjoy. But even with wanting to hit the ball hard, I am definitely more of a control player. I do prefer a control paddle. I like the hybrid shape, probably because I really like a paddle that has a large sweet spot. I'm also really short, so I can tend to be like a little off balance or having to reach for shots. So I need a paddle that has a lot of forgiveness for me. And that's currently what I'm going for in a paddle and what I'm looking for.
Okay, love that. All right, Kiko.
All right, I started in COVID. I have more of a defensive style. I definitely am not started with tennis or anything like that. So I need something. I'm looking for a paddle that hits hard because I don't hit hard. I don't have a great just stroke mechanics. So I do a lot of dinking and I want everything in a paddle. I want power, pop, control, all of the above.
All right, and then our last tester for this paddle is Heather.
Hi, my name's Heather DeVries, and I've been playing pickleball a little less than 2 years, coming from tennis. I probably have a little more of that banger style. I like to drive the ball, and it's been a little more challenging for me to learn the dinking game, the softer game. So I'm looking for a paddle that has good stability, feel, the things that give me a little bit more confidence around the kitchen line. Yeah, I have a two-handed backhand, so I like the little bit longer handle. I play a pretty aggressive game so far. I'm a defender too. I like to defend, but still trying to learn the game.
I think that's one of the beauties of pickleball is there's always something else to learn, always that next level to go to, and I love the challenge of that. Okay, so this week we all tested the JOOLA Pro V in the Agassi or Graf shape. I think we all actually used the Graf, but it is the same shape as the Agassi. The main difference between the two, other than color, is that the Graf has a little bit smaller handle circumference-wise, so it fits the delicate lady hands maybe a little bit better, which is very important. I will say I have talked to a lot of women who are looking for a paddle with a little bit smaller circumference for their hands. I just joke because I have really long fingers and I bulked the Graf out because I actually needed it. I just chose it over the Agassi because I really liked the color of it. I thought it was really pretty. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking because this is my actual paddle. This is what I am currently, as of today, May 2nd, playing with. That doesn't mean that's what I'm going to be playing with next week because I may find one of these paddles as we're testing them and absolutely fall in love. But as of now, I've been playing with it for about 3 months and I really enjoy the paddle, but I'm very biased because it's my paddle. So I want to hear from you guys and see what your perspective was. Just starting from, you played with it cold turkey, you warmed up with your own paddle, played with the Graf. What was your takeaway?
So currently I'll say that I play with the 6-0 Coral, which is is a hybrid shape paddle. Definitely has some control, or I'd say a lot of control, some power. I have played a couple times before with the JOOLA Pro 4 in the Agassi shape, and then in one of the other standard shapes. Liked it okay. Felt like it had a little maybe too much pop for me. Going and trying the Graf, the Pro 5, what I was really surprised by is I felt like it had a really nice balance between power and control. It was the 16 millimeter. I really liked it that overall. I would say the only negative I felt with it is I was really surprised that I thought the sweet spot would be a little bigger, how nice the ball felt off the paddle. But with me, like I'm only 5'2", so when I have to reach for something, I'm like teetering and I'm off balance. So I rely a lot on a big sweet spot to be able to get that ball over the net as I'm like kind of teetering on my tippy toes. For the price point of that paddle, I thought it would have a little bit bigger of a sweet spot. Having said that, what I do like about it is I think out of the box, it's a very well-balanced, well-rounded paddle. I didn't have to put any, feel like I had to put any lead tape any place to kind of do anything to it. Maybe I could put a little bit to try to get a sweet spot. I don't feel like I should have to do that. And I don't think someone has to do that. Those are my overall comments. Overall, I really like the paddle. If someone is willing and open to paying top price for a paddle, this is definitely a great paddle for them.
I love this paddle. I've always used like a square shape just because somebody else did. Somebody I admired uses a square shape. So I recently went to an elongated. I was thinking that's for tennis players or whatnot, but I really like the elongated because you get a little extra paddle on the end there. So I'm short too. But this paddle right off the bat played super well. It is super stable and it's head heavy for sure. And I didn't think I would like that, feeling it and touching it and everything, but it's great. When you're driving, everything goes into the court. I was talking to Heather about it. I was like, this is like a German car. Felt like an Audi of paddles, you know?
I loved it too. I felt like I could drive I kept the ball really deep with it. I felt like it was very precise and clean. The sweet spot felt huge to me. It felt great on defense, even, reaching and barely getting a paddle on something. It felt like a bigger sweet spot than what I play with. I am using the Carbon Blue Wave. I like the head heavy design. It feels good for dinking and it feels very stable to me. I didn't feel like there was much adjustment at all. It still could overhit a little bit with it. I think that's possible with just about any paddle that has some pop to it. Overall, it just felt like it was easy to keep the ball deep and to put it where I want to put it.
The thing that mostly attracted me to the paddle was I like the shape. I like the elongated. It's got that longer handle so I can get that second hand on there when I need it. For me, it's got that, again, that kind of plushy, what I call that plush feel, which is the dwell. I feel like it really helps me shape the ball when I'm going for my drop shots and stuff. And that's been something that not every paddle's been able to provide. And so I love when I'm able to find that in a paddle. Plus, I get the power. I have not had to weight this at all. I've never put weights on it. I've always felt like I was just able to play with it right away as is. And again, like Marianne was saying, I think that's really important when you're paying $300 for a paddle is you shouldn't have to adjust it a whole lot. You might make some minor adjustments here or there, but it should play really well right away. And it sounds like for us, it played well almost instantly. Okay, so any final thoughts before we give our final ratings that you want to say about the JOOLA Pro V Agassi / Graf shape?
My final thought is it is hard. The price point is hard for me. I don't typically like brake paddles, but I do know with the Polycore, I would love to see the next iteration of this paddle having some more foam in it, something that gives it a little more durability to make that price point. I think I'd pay for it if I could have something that I know is gonna last longer. That's my final thought. I'm not there yet, ready to buy a $300 paddle.
Okay, so our final rating, is it love at first dink? Is it takes a minute? Or is it hard pass for you?
I'll say love at first dink.
Okay.
Me
Nika,
too.
what do you think?
Love it first dink.
Love it first dink.
Love it first dink for me too.
That was definitely mine too. I just loved it from the beginning and have had a lot of really fun times playing with it. So, all right. Well, thank you all for joining me this evening. We will be back with episode 4 where we test another paddle and give you our thoughts. All right. Get out there and find your fit. Have a good evening.